with Faheem Dyer, a recent graduate from Wheaton College out of Norton, Massachusetts. And thank you for being with me today, Faheem. I'd love to hear a couple of things. As you know, you're part of the Youth Advisory Council for Living the Potential. But before we get to why you decided to become a leader on the team, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're up to these days, and then a little bit about what you're passionate about.
Sure. Well, as you mentioned, I'm a recent college graduate out of Wheaton in Massachusetts. And I spent a good amount of time post-grad sort of freelancing, moving from thing to thing, sort of sampling careers and career paths and building a set of skills, or building on the set of skills that I developed in college before. Just trying to sort of put down roots and see more stuff and gain more experience, gain a breadth of experience. But in the past month, I was hired by a real estate developer to work in real estate, sort of as a trainee, learning the business inside and out. So now in a specific field, but getting the same kind of broad sampling of.
That's pretty exciting because it's in New York, is that right?
Yeah, it's based in Queens.
Right, so that
region.
It's pretty exciting career now. What was your major in college?
I was a double major in English, literature, and American Studies, which is
American Studies, yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah, well, it's interesting to be in New York right now because we're living history right now, right? It's good they have all that liberal arts background. So that's what you're up to. What are you most passionate about? In other words, when you think about what Faheem Dyer is up to, just in life in general, what are you most passionate about?
Well, I think a common thread through all of the things that have really moved me and that have sort of drawn me in has been that there's always a sort of an avenue into seeing or better understanding or being involved in how something about the world and the society that we live in comes together, because systems fascinate me, and the systems that we all depend on and interact with each other through are so important. And so that the convergence of that is always an endless well for me. And that's what I try to pursue. And that's really, I try not to limit myself too much beyond that, because, that can go in so many directions and take you so many places just following how the world works,
Right. Well, I've seen you lead some conversations at the garden experiment we did in Washington, D.C., where you co-led an intergenerational breakout session on the crisis and the lack of meaning. And that was before the pandemic. That was last August. So that curiosity is, why is this crisis and what are we going to do about it? And realizing that you as a youth leader have something to contribute quite a bit, as a matter of fact. Does that have anything to do with why you decided to join the Youth Advisory Council for Living the Potential Network? Why you're a busy guy, you just moved to New York in a brand new career. Why did you say, I want to be part of the Youth Advisory Council?
Well, just sort of in consideration of how the world works and how people see success and how communities see success, I have found pretty consistently that the way that success travels is across networks and associations between people. And the council and the Youth Advisory Living the Potential Network generally presented itself as an avenue to sort of supercharge the process of making connections and building networks and developing association between people, and share expertise and experience, not just across generations, but across communities. And so naturally, I think it was natural, the appeal to me.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, because as you know, my belief is that it's the intergenerational synergy of how we learn and grow together. It's going to create a better world. I thank you so much, Faheem, for saying yes to the Youth Advisory Council, and we'll look forward to hearing more of your ideas and how we can change the world for the better together.
Look forward to hearing from everyone else.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much.